So the text I'm going to be reading is from News ALA. However, it is a fiction text. It's a story by Alexi Collier, and it's from Cricket Media. It was actually just written on October 29th of 2019, and it's called A Year Redacted. To redact means to edit or to change, and it's on the maximum level. So I want you to look at this picture, look at this photograph. It's abstract. We see lots of stripes. We see lots of different textures. And we see a picture caption underneath. Physics teaches us that you can't observe the universe without interacting with it, changing it. And the photo is by Paulius Dragunus. To whom it may concern, I regret to inform you that the world is going to end sooner than expected. No, don't bother getting up. You don't need to duck and cover or run around waving your arms in panic. I mean, you can if you want to, but it won't do any good. The world is going to end, and there's nothing you can do about it. Allow me to explain. I am Dr. Eric Channing, a physicist working at the Red Sands Research Facility in Arizona. Don't bother looking us up. As far as the public is concerned, the facility doesn't exist. For the last 4 years now, I've been assisting Dr. Isaac Roper in an intensive study of the possibilities of time travel. Recently, we've had a breakthrough. I won't go into the details, not just because they're rather lengthy and technical, but because they're classified and would just get censored by our information filters. Suffice it to say that through rigorous simulation testing, we've hit upon a stable and repeatable reaction that would effectively throw something or someone back in time. This reaction releases a great deal of energy, but we didn't realize just how much. I did some calculations recently, and as it turns out, the event that throws the object or individual back in time would also destroy the universe. Best case scenario, the reaction would create a bubble universe that would expand rapidly, just as our universe did after the Big Bang. This new universe would wipe out the existing one, which happens to be the one we live in. Worst case scenario, the reaction would simply obliterate, that means get rid of completely, destroy all of space and time. Either way, I checked over my work multiple times and I am absolutely certain that attempting to send anything into the past will result in total destruction. Unfortunately, no one here is listening to me. I don't know if Dr. Roper believes me or not. It's clear he doesn't want to hear any more about my discovery. He won't even look at my notes. I've always been the research-focused one. Dr. Roper's more action-oriented, ambitious side of the equation, and he obviously doesn't want the project shut down. As for the government bureaucrats who read the Red Sands, I've exhausted every possible channel to try and bring the problem to their attention. All I've got for my efforts is an automated response saying my concerns are important to them, that my message has been forwarded to the main office in Washington, D.C., and I should hear back in 6 to 8 weeks. We're moving ahead with the initial test. And as much as I've tried, there's nothing I can do to stop it at this point. But I have been able to sneak this message aboard the test package that will be sent back in time. So I can tell you with absolute certainty that the world will end at exactly 2:45 p.m. on March 3rd. And then you see in these little brackets, it says year redacted. That means the year has been edited. They're not sure. Well, it appears that the internal filters are censoring this year. I've tried typing it in different ways, spelling it out or putting random spaces or symbols in it, but the algorithms are extremely robust. Apparently, our employers were worried about the repercussions of someone in the past receiving correspondence, that means an answer, dated from a time in the future. I'm not sure why that particular risk concerned them when the inevitable destruction of the universe did not. I suppose you're thinking that this is the part where I tell you how to avert, or that means avoid, the end of the world. Sadly, you cannot. The simple fact that you have received this message proves that the project was a success. The quantum state of the future has collapsed from an infinite range of possibilities into one, and the world will end at 2:45 p.m., March 3rd, Year Redacted. Physics teaches us that you can observe the universe without interacting with it, changing it. Right now, you're interacting with the future. Just think, before you read it, this message could have been anything. It could have had nothing to do with time travel at all. It could have been someone's bad poetry or a recipe for pasta, and like Schrodinger's proverbial cat in the box, all of us here in Year Redacted, unknown year, could have either been alive or dead. Until you read this message and ensure that we are, in fact, dead, in a way, by reading this, you're indirectly responsible for the destruction of the universe. So say goodbye to your family and loved ones. Get out and cross a few more items off your bucket list. Make your peace with God if you believe in that sort of thing. I'm not sure if I do. You wouldn't believe the havoc that quantum mechanics wreaks on concepts like free will. Free will is when you guys get the choice and you choose the way you want to live. And besides, what sort of a God would allow the cosmos he created to be swatted out by a handful of scientists, misused by a short-sighted government goons? Oh, and by you, we can't overlook your involvement. That would be a serious lapse in scientific rigor. Don't you? Have a nice day. Eric Channing, PhD, Assistant Senior Director of Temporal Displacement, Red Sands Research Facility, Arizona.